Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's been a little bit of time. It's gone by, but probably been about a week since my last podcast. I apologize for that. It's been really busy. Hope everybody had a happy Labor Day weekend. It's been a great weekend so far. This whole Corona and pandemic stuff is starting to lay off a little bit in regards to letting us do stuff. So I'm totally excited about that. Went out and actually hung out with some friends. The movie theaters open up too, so that was actually exciting as well. Today, I want to go over some things that could actually help you with prospecting. It's your tools. Everybody should know their tools that they're going to use. If you don't know what tools you'll use, you're not gonna. You'll still be successful. It's just going to be a little more difficult. List out everything you're going to need. List out what you're going to need done, and make a system out of them. Now, it depends what you're doing. Everybody's going to be different on what tools they specialize in. For me, as an example, with my agency, I need prospecting tools, I need email campaign tools, and I also need verification tools. What else do I need? I also prospecting, verification, and campaigning. And scripts. Scripts. That's actually a tool as well. So I mean, not that you can actually have script writers per se, but I'd rather, if you're the owner of your agency or business, whatever it is you're running, and you need a script, and I recommend you write it because you know your product the best. Now, it's going to take some time, but once it's done, it's done. So, some of my top favorite tools I like to use, I actually have a list of them right here, specifically. So, one of my favorite email outreach tools is actually Lemlist. And Lemlist is really good because it's like Mailshake and all those other ones. It's an email campaign tool, sure, but the people that are in charge of Lemlist are very responsive. They're always communicating, very thorough on their explanations too. It can integrate with a lot of other tools as well. And one of my favorite features is that it actually has an email warm up. So if you're starting out with a fresh new domain or a fresh new email that you haven't used before for outreach, Lemlist is definitely the way to go with that. There's not many other tools out there that can actually do an email warm up. There's ways to do it yourself manually, but this takes care of it, takes it hands off. They make sure that they get it good with Google compliance. I love it. It's really good. And it's really simple. And also, not to mention, the way to read the dashboard. It's it's very user friendly, and it's also fun. They make it fun. I like that. But all right, for verification, I kind of use one for two stones. Bright verifies and actually a good email verification tool alone, but that's not the one I use. I used to use that a while ago, but I found this other one called zerobounce.net. Zero Bounce is fantastic because it can actually not only verify your emails for you, and it's a decent price. I think it's like $16 or something like that for 2,000 emails a month, something like that. Something crazy, but it's not expensive. It won't break the wallet. Um, it might be more than that in regards to how many it verifies. But the beauty of it is it also has a feature where you can see where your message is landing. And I'm not just talking spam. It's going to tell you if it's, how Google is. It has promotion tabs. It has social tabs, things like that. It will tell you where your email is landing. That way, because if it's not landing in the inbox, it doesn't matter. I didn't even know for the longest time I had a promotion box or a promotion tab. And because it's really weird. It just depends how you have your Google set up, your email. Um, Sometimes it just doesn't even show up. So if you're getting to somebody's promotion box or a social box, they might not even see it. It's not going to spam, so that's great. It's not hurting you, but they're not seeing your email. So it's very crucial, and this zero bounce actually helps with that. Um, Now, for whenever I'm doing prospecting itself, I like getprospect.io. It's very easy, it's very cheap, very affordable. Um, and the one thing I think they could work on is their response rate in regards to you know what do you call it? When they're getting back to you for whenever you have questions or anything like that. I think they can improve on that significantly. Um, it takes them at least 24 hours. I remember because there's a reason I forgot my account ended up getting. Oh yeah, so when I first got it, my account, I have a really secure bank, and it was charging to my card, and they're just like, it's an online feature, so they had to ask me for verification first. My bank did, but Get Prospect.io, they didn't like that for whatever reason. I don't know why, and it was automated, and they ended up blocking my account for 24 hours. Like, there's something fishy about your account. We're gonna block you for 24 hours. I'm like, you're gonna block me from paying you? I'm like, it doesn't make any sense. And so I reached out to them, and it literally took them almost the whole entire day and a half just to get back to me. At that point, I was actually I'd already signed up for another tool for a little bit, but um, yeah. But Get Prospect is actually really good. Once you get past that first part, if you can get over the fact they won't respond to you for a while, it's a useful tool at that point. And plus, not to mention, there's really not many reasons to get hold of them after that. It does what it does, the tool itself, and it doesn't give you any issues when it comes to prospecting. And they have great quality and work when it's being delivered, so it's totally worth it in my opinion. Just hopefully, knock on wood, I won't have to get hold of them anytime soon. The other thing I use for prospecting is LinkedIn Sales Navigator. Now, there's two ways you can go about that. Obviously, Get Prospect does dig from emails that are from LinkedIn, but it won't include the emails that aren't verified. If there's some people in there in the emails, some people will just type in emails just so they can get an account in there or whatever. It won't include those emails, and they'll make sure that it's a business email in itself. Now, LinkedIn Sales Navigator is great because you can actually look up specific things like how much they're making, not how much they're making, but like their business size, which you can anticipate how much they're making on the business size. Looks up who they are, what business industry they're in, things like that, their title. Great tool. So that's one of the other prospecting tools I use. Now for cold calling and outreach in itself, aside from Limlist, I also use Close.io. And I use that because it's very simple on loading leads into that software. It's very simple. It's a little expensive. It's about $100 a month. But they give you a phone number. It's very reliable. They unfortunately do not record calls, and they use Twilio as a side thing to help deliver their calls. But you don't have to pay for the Twilio. It comes with the account when you're paying for it, so that's actually a plus. But there's you can also do email you can do a lot of things from that platform. You can email campaign, you can do your cold calling campaign, text messaging system, all sorts of stuff. There's a few things that I did like other softwares over Close on, but overall, Close.io had a lot more features you could use on one channel, on one table, on one platform versus these other ones. Like I used to use Agile, and I loved the way Agile would deliver your reports in regards to how many calls you made for the day versus it would measure how many hangups you had, how many calls you had, how many voicemails you got, and it would just automatically do the chart for you. Close.io is a little more complex and having to discover all that, but it's still good. It's still not bad. Like I said, it's a good software to go to. Now, Mail Tester is to test how your email is doing, and it's free. You can go there, test it out, see where it's at. You don't need to test every day. Test it every week, test it maybe once a month or every 2 weeks. If you're sending out massive amounts of emails, like 100 plus a day, then I would test it every week just to kind of get an idea of where it's at. It doesn't take long. Just put your email in there and test it. You're good to roll. But those are the tools I use. Again, I do a totally different agency than what a lot of other people do. So it just depends. Are you digital marketing? Are you a lead generation? If you're not even doing any of those, let's say you're doing e-com or something else, your tools are going to be dramatically different. The whole point is you need to know your tools. If I didn't have a list of tools that I use, I'd be doing all this manual. I'd be lost. There'd be no way I'd be able to manage any of this stuff. So sit down, write down what your core objectives are for your business that you need accomplished. And what I mean by that is what's going to move your business forward. Only the things that are going to move your business forward. For me, example, prospecting is going to move my business forward. Emails and outreach are going to move my business forward. Verifying emails, because the fact that if they're not verified, then they're not going to go anywhere. And also just, I already said that, the prospecting and outreach. But yeah, so that's what's going to move my business forward. I wrote those down. Okay, what tools do I need for this? So for outreach, what do I need for cold calling? What do I need for emailing? What do I need for social media? And then below that, list out what you need. And it's going to take some time. I think I did probably about 2 to 3 hours of research for everything altogether. And it's going to take some time. You have to sit there, build out your pros and cons, compare and contrast, read the reviews, look them up, and see what you're going to go with. In the long run, it's going to be better for your business. You're going to be able to do more, and you actually learn a lot. So once you do this, you become more intrigued. You're more aware of what's going on in the world. You're more aware of the tools coming out, the benefits coming out. Um, there's a lot of other great tools out there than what I'm using. Get Prospect's great, but there's other tools out there better than Get Prospect, I believe. There's tools worse than Get Prospect. You don't always need the best, so don't worry about finding the best constantly. Get something and stick with it. Don't constantly be worrying about what's out next. Maybe every 3 or 4 months, or maybe every 6 months, change something, obviously. You know, so Get Prospect 6 months from now might be obsolete because software comes out every day. It's always changing. So obviously, I'm going to do a tweak, or I'm going to do a reconsideration, look at the kind of results it's producing 6 months from now, 3 months from now, see what's going to be better out there. And I found this one actually called Phantom Buster or something like that. Had really good reviews as well. It's a little different, but it'd be interesting to try out. So I might eventually try that out. Just play with it, though. It's a fun time. It's a fun time of experiment. Enjoy this. This is your business. Have fun running it. Look at all these tools. You should get excited when you're out there. You should get totally stoked about the fact that, man, there's this coming up. I can't wait to try this out. I'm currently doing this. This is awesome. Working fantastic. And, just like we do A/B testing for everything in the world when it comes to marketing, lead generation, script write, everything, copyright, lead gen your tool, or not lead gen your tools, A/B split test your tools. Like, run two at the same time. Have somebody, your partner, running one while you run another. That's what we're doing right now. We come to find out was we used to use Lead Leaper, and we're running against Get Prospect. Lead Leaper is very cheap, and so that's why we chose it initially. And we're trying, and it was decent results. They weren't the best, but they weren't bad. And now we're running it against Get Prospect, and we're kind of like, they almost look very identical in regards to not how it operates, but how they list everything, how it's laid out, how the platform's listed. So we're almost like, man, is this what do you call it? Like a sister company of them or something? Because it looks that similar. But anyways, that's the message for today. Get out there, figure out what tools you need, and everybody have a great day.